paralanguage is basically everything that you see here. Your vocal variety is your volume, how loud you talk, or how soft you talk, your pace, if you are fast or if you're slow in your delivery, your
Pause.
your articulation, how you pronounce or enunciate the words, your pitch, higher or lower, and so forth. So these are all of the different ways that you can change your vocal variety when you're speaking. Now, some of you may have a sickness, right? Some of you may have it, but don't worry, because there's a cure. It's called the monotone syndrome. Okay, do you bore people, make them fall asleep when you're talking sometimes, right? Some of you do. I actually had a lunch yesterday with a British friend of mine, and she's trying to apply for a job interview, and she was telling me and asking me, what should I do for the job interview? What are some of the techniques I can use in answering the questions? Because it's almost like an impromptu speech when you have an interview. So I pretended to ask her questions. I said, so tell me about yourself and why are you interested in this position? And she answered, well, because of the flexibility that this job can offer. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, okay, that's a good answer. The flexibility is a good answer, but you need to use your voice. She says, I know. It's just that Americans, they just sound so exciting all the time. So that's what she said. And I said, it's not that we sound exciting, but it's because we change our voice a little bit, right? So we want to be able to say, I would love the opportunity to work at this company because of the flexibility that you can offer, right? So I went up and down and paused a little bit. Instead of, I love the flexibility in this corporation. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. You need to learn how to raise your voice, lower your voice, and so forth. So what I call it is putting color and emphasis into your voice. Okay? So you could vary it by going fast, talking really fast, and then slowing it down to a whisper. And another aspect is that just in general, deeper voices are known to be a little bit more persuasive. It's actually been scientifically studied that if you have a deeper voice, you sound so much more serious and you sound so intelligent and educated on your topic. So ladies, be careful, all right? I know we don't really have deep voices, but we don't want to talk really high. Oh my God, I can't believe this, right? When you're talking in a corporation or you're talking about something that you want to sell, your product or your service, you want to be able to keep your voice at a neutral tone. Enunciate. Those of you, many times when you come up here and you're saying your speech, whether it's your icebreaker speech or whatever it may be, try and practice the words that you don't know or unsure on how to pronounce them, because a lot of times you guys come up here and you pronounce a word incorrectly already. If you're not sure how to pronounce it and it's maybe an impromptu speech, then just kind of skip that word and change it around to an easier synonym, okay, to another word that you'll be able to say properly. So we have archiving, I always hear that, archiving, archiving, right? Nuclear, good. And anecdote, not anecdota, anecdote. Vegetable. Colleagues, yes. Colleagues was the word from last week. Colleagues. Okay. And vegetable, and what else? Which one?
Infrastructure.
Oh yeah, infrastructure. Infrastructure and schedule. So make sure that you look and play with Google, guys. Put it on Google, and then you have the Google voice, and it's generally a British lady. Schedule. Now the next topic is the power of pause, right? The power of pause. It's so important to pause because it adds so much drama to your speech. So it allows your audience to mentally interact with your words. It gives them time, and it also creates that drama that you may need for your speech and to get people to pay attention. Right? If you come up here and you say, hello, everybody, and then you pause, okay, everybody who was texting about a minute ago all of a sudden is going to look up and be like, why is she not talking? Well, at least you got their attention, right? So you want to be able to add that pause in the right places. So there's different types of pauses. We have the transition pause, which is a 1 to 2 second pause. Okay, it's almost like a breath, a transition pause. When you're changing from one topic to the next topic, you can just put a small 2 second pause in there. We have the dramatic pause, like the one I told you, where you're like, I have something very important to tell all of you. Okay, then you say it. The reflective pause is very similar. I want you to think about this, about how you spend your time every day. Okay, reflective pause. And sentence completion. Have the audience engage. If you want something done right,
do it yourself.
Hire somebody else to do it.
Well.
That's a sentence completion pause as well, where you get the audience to participate. In this room, we're not getting too many people to participate, so it's not working, I guess. All right, so for today's assignment or for today's workshop, I wanted to create these different techniques in order for you guys to start using your vocal variety, because I see that in this session and every week session, we need to learn how to do this. Okay? Vocal variety is everything. It adds that color, that emphasis, that character into your speech.